2. The clock on. Check 1, 2, 3. Hah? Akhirnya tu ni mana tu? Pujan press 4, 3 and 4. Okay. Dah pulang ni. Yeah. Yeah. Sound check 1. Hey, yeah, 1, 2. Sound 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Hey. phone. Yeah, get it. 1, 2, hey, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. I do want to thank you for joining us tonight, Friday the 3rd of December, 2021. It's the Tobago election in the air. In a couple days' time. What do you all think? The Prime Minister indicated to Tobago, if they vote PDP, it will be a different street that they are going down. Is that a warning for Tobagonians? Because remember, he said to the pedestrian workers, you may get your salary and your back pay, but you might lose your job. What happened? Over 5,000 individuals lost their job. So I'm asking myself, when I heard he said, be careful, do the right thing. Allegedly said, if you vote PDP, it's a different road we are going down. So I wonder what the people of Tobago now are thinking to themselves. This is the Prime Minister. He could cause Tobago to be like the little Dubai in the Caribbean. Also, he could let Tobago be like Ethiopia. Remember, the corporations in Trinidad have no funding. So, what do you think will happen to Tobago on the 6th of December at midnight? Is Tobago under threat of a brighter Tobago or a grim Tobago after the election? It's just like election in Trinidad, but it's THA election. It is who will govern Tobago. Because I know in Tobago, Tobago is run by the THA, that is Tobago House of Assembly. So are we looking at a threat? I have some guests in store tonight, viewers. But after our first commercial break, we will bring them on set. So listen to this. Update for the day. Minister of Sports and Community Development, Shamfa Kujo, Miss Data, has tested positive for COVID-19 and is now calling on the unvaccinated to get vaccinated. But I thought all the ministers vaccinated. How come? So if she is COVID-19 positive and is calling on all the unvaccinated, statistics have shown that 50-something vaccinated persons die. So she are calling on the unvaccinated, but the vaccinated dying. So now my question to Shamfa, is she fully vaccinated and contracted the COVID-19? Being a minister, I mean, she should come out and let the people know, well, yes, I am vaccinated and I got the COVID-19 like our Prime Minister. Kujo stated that she and several staff members at the commission have tested positive for the virus and are in quarantine. The minister tested for the virus a week ago after developing symptoms and is recovering well. She urged persons again to get vaccinated in order to fight the virus. You see, this is the thing I don't understand. You're vaccinated. What did have to fight again? If you're vaccinated, the vaccine is supposed to be working for you. But if it's not, Kujo then mentioned that she was disappointed that she would not be able to vote in the THA election, but encouraged all PNM candidates to remain focused. So like I said, is Tobago under a threat? Moving along, viewers. On Thursday, again the backdrop of two prison officers being murdered and a threat to kill 11 more before the end of the year. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has sought to assure prison officers that their family, that this time, everything possible will be done to protect them. I heard somebody say that the prison commissioner is out of place and have no authority to issue licensed firearm to prison officers to carry home, because only the commissioner of police has the authorization to do this. So hear this now. Switching gears now. Having survived COVID-19, former medical director at the San Fernando General Hospital, Dr. Anand Chattergoon, has been treating COVID-19 patients at home and even convincing relatives to get vaccinated. Chattergoon stated that this third wave of infections further underscores the importance of vaccination, as many anti-vaxxers seem unaware that the implication of getting COVID without a vaccine were far more terrible than treatable side effects and getting a COVID-19 vaccine. So viewers, we understand that the 50-something, I believe it's 59 individuals died, fully vaccinated. They had comorbidities. So I want to ask you something now. What actually killed them? The virus? Or is it a heart attack? Or a failed kidney? Or lungs collapse? Because if you're urging the citizens to get vaccinated, you said it will help fight the virus. So what actually killed them? Was it the virus or the comorbidities? You see, this is information that the public needs. So those with comorbidities now will be able to take care of themselves better. But if we don't have that information, how will we treat ourselves? Moving along. Although there is no official confirmation of the Omicron COVID-19 variant in Trinidad and Tobago, health officials have stated that this does not mean it is not already here, just that it has not been detected as yet. Health Minister Terence Dialsingh agreed that vaccinations remain the best layer of protection available to the public. Dialsingh states that just like other variant, detection and confirmation must be done. Question on whether government plans to increase local travel bans to persons coming from countries where Omicron has been confirmed. He added that the situation will be updated as the matter evolves. Just imagine that, eh? You know, when I was coming in with PCR, negative, you're okay. You're okay, they said. Remember that? So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. But when we return, we have some individuals in store for you, live interviews, and you will hear what actually took place with the pushback and how it came into effect, what was the purpose of it, and what have they achieved, even coming to the treatment of police arresting them, police abuse of power. We'll have all that in store for you right after this break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, consultant and real estate businessman.
Can't watch Real Talk on TV? Have no fear. You can also watch Real Talk on the go live on YouTube and Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali on YouTube.com and TT Real Talk on Facebook.com. Don't forget to like us and share us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell.
Are you looking for the right investment? Are you looking for a greater return on your hard-earned cash? Look no further. Contact Real Talk Group of Companies located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. At Real Talk Investment, you can earn up to 3.5% interest on your 3-year investment. Don't miss out on this amazing offer. Do contact us now on 339-1670, 238-6716 for further information. Our helpful team is ready to assist. Real Talk Investment. Real people matter to us. This ad was paid for by Real Talk Group of Companies Limited.
Are you looking for quick cash and do not know where to turn? We have got the answer for you. Visit us at Real Talk Group of Companies. We are a licensed money lending financial institution. We are located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Our phone numbers are 339-1670, 267-7325 or 238-6716. Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you.
So viewers, welcome back to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Like I said, I have some guests in store for you tonight. Now, the reason they are here tonight is to explain how the pushback movement comes into effect. What caused the pushback? What did they achieve in the pushback? And what was the outcome when the police visited the Queen's Park Savannah? So we're going to hear all that tonight. I am going to let these gentlemen introduce themselves and the various activist party that they belong to. So we will start with Mr. Omar here.
Yes, pleasant greetings to each and every one of you. Thanks for having me, Saeed. My name is Omar Abdullah, and I'm the leader of the First Wave movement. So I continue.
So we have the other gentleman, Mr. Stone, and we're going to have him introduce himself and what he stands for with his activist party.
Well, first of all, Saeed, thank you for inviting us
Not a problem.
to your wonderful and very successful show. And to your viewers and the people of Trinidad and Tobago, a very good and pleasant evening. My name is Brian Stone, and many of you know me as a political and consumer activist for Country First. I am also a very staunch supporter of the United National Congress and the leadership of our opposition leader, Kamla Prasad Basesa.
Now, gentlemen, if any one of you could tell the public what caused the pushback movement to come into effect.
Umar.
Well, it's been months in plan, actually. It's not just one group of people, but a number of different activists would have come together and joined forces because we decided that everyone is talking the same thing.
Yes,
speaking
yes.
the same language. And
We need help.
Yeah, and calling out for the intervention of the Almighty God.
Yes.
To what is happening in this country. And we recognize the different strengths of the different group leaders, the different activists and so on. And we decided that we were going to call everyone together and have a caucus meeting where we would plan this thing properly and move forward.
Yes.
Now, actually, the pushback movement started. Ruby Gem was the one who have actually coined the phrase, and she actually initiated the idea of this
Movement.
initiative.
Okay,
This
okay.
movement. And others took up the task to propel this movement and these activities by mass advertising.
Yes,
a
yes.
lot of hype was placed around this.
I remember Andy of the Ground Report.
Yeah.
He advertised it, he pushed it for almost a month.
Yes, the Ground Report was very instrumental
Yes.
in bringing out the crowd.
But I and Andy just go along very well. We always keep in touch. Sometimes he just call me and say, Saeed boy, like I feel to give up boy. And I know if I call my brother, which is me, I know you go, I could lean on you as a pillar, So
the Ground Report team, started to hype
yes.
the pushback, and this call was made on the Ground Report.
Yes.
Every morning you would hear the talk about it on 104.7, and a lot of advertisement was put out. A lot of mic systems were sent through the communities.
Yes.
Everybody knew about this pushback. Everybody, you ask anybody, pushback Tuesday, 30th of November, Savannah, all right?
Yes.
Now, the police knew this.
Correct.
Just as how they would have known the Truckers Association was planning a
motorcade. A motorcade also, yes.
And they came out and publicly informed the public
correct.
that event was not approved.
Yes.
All right, because applications would have been made. We've had the motorcade from DB. That too was not approved. And they came out
yes.
and indicated to the public that event was not approved.
Correct. Correct.
Question is, why on this occasion, the TTPS did not inform the public?
I understand.
And let me give you another bombshell. The organizers of the event would have made an application.
Okay, okay.
And there was no response to that application.
So they more or less they didn't respond. They come like they deny your
no response. They did not say yes or no. And I can tell you that because I too would have had the same experience. Because I had a walk to culminate that day from Point Fortin to Port of Spain.
Yes,
yes. Started on the 27th. What I did, I wrote the police, the 4 divisional heads.
Use the wireless. So viewers, we are hearing of what is taking place and what caused the movement to come into effect. A lot of planning, the ground report pushed it, and he called me on many occasions, Saeed, we need you. He's a supporter, we realize what you're standing for, you know. So come out and support us. Now, like I did said, right, I did say, I was down there. When I reached down there, well, I went with one of my unmarked van. Because I have a lot of security vehicles, right? So I went down there, and as soon as I jump out from my van, a man in khaki telling me, he says, Saeed, they're waiting for you. If you go down there, they're going to lock you up.
Well, that's a good point, Umar, if I may.
Yeah.
Viewers, everybody, Saeed, everyone in Trinidad and Tobago, we don't have to tell you what went on.
True.
You just have to see for yourself those videos as evidence of I wouldn't say police brutality.
Okay.
But the borderline to police brutality was almost crossed.
I understand.
They were brutish, not all, in defense of a lot of the police officers. Now, I saw in their faces, and I spoke to a few of them in the station after I was locked up for the first time in my life. Interesting experience, and I'm proud of it. The police basically said, actually one of the police officers is a friend of mine in the station, but he didn't want to say that he was. He just kind of gave me a nod. But in speaking to one of them in particular, but you could see in many, they didn't sign up for this.
No, they didn't.
They didn't put their uniform on to lock up innocent people. I even told the superintendent of the division, I said, you happy about this? You can't be proud of this. Your officers, apart from a few of the guerrillas that manhandle brutishly, and we saw it on video,
yes,
the granny.
Yes.
The granny. We were locked up with a 76-year-old man that Umar, I must commend you, was really taken care of to make sure he was a 76-year-old. He's no threat. I could tell you about all those things, but I won't. I don't have to, folks. The videos will show you, but what I will say is this. It was pre-planned. Because on driving there, you know what I went there for? I didn't go to protest so much. I went to cover the protest with Atlantic computer media. So I was observing. Early o'clock, I saw riot police assembling outside.
Were they in full gear?
Not in full. They were in full gear by Napa.
Okay, okay.
Hiding.
Riot squad.
Riot squad. Mounted police. Now, you know, the mounted police comes out for crowd control and riot, right?
Yes.
Say, wait now, what is this? Folks, everyone in the savannah, and that's another thing I want to tell you, I saw for the first time the paddy wagon buses. I have never seen in a peaceful protest they would bring that. They usually bring that when something out of control.
Out of control,
yes. It was pre-planned.
Yes,
it was pre-planned, folks. So that shows you that the police force had an intention, a malintention, to arrest people, right? And I'll give you back the floor there, but I want to mention something. With all of that, I'm proud to be a Trinidadian.
Same here.
A citizen of Trinidad. Let me tell you why I'm proud. You mentioned about Andy, sometimes he's confiding in you.
Yeah.
Boy, Saeed, it's hard to be an actor. Let me tell you, it's real hard, you know.
Believe me.
You just pay a price.
Yeah.
And sometimes we just want to give up because, God, boy, the people be fighting for you.
Yeah, exactly.
But guess what? I was the first to get arrested.
Wow.
And I know they were looking out for me. Because, you know, Rowley and I are not friends. We have a history, right? And when they arrest me, I was hoping I wasn't like Custer. Remember Custer's last time when he looked around at a Calvary man? Well, when they arrest me, the locally assembled white boy, and I was being taken to the bus, and I was looking back. I was no Custer. Because everybody, people I don't know, from all walks of life, rich, poor, black, white, didn't matter, started to say, what's this?
Yes.
They didn't look at color.
No.
The PNM government regime, is, as everyone knows, is trying to divide us by race, by color, by creed, by party affiliation. But that didn't happen in the savannah. Everybody,
came
Muslim,
together.
Christian,
Yes,
Hindu,
correct.
all of you get locked up. Black, white, Syrian, my Syrian brother, Aboud, myself, everybody get locked up, everybody united, and for the first time in a long time, I felt so proud to be an activist because the people have awakened.
Yes.
We got together. And in that charge room, Omar, I think you even said it, all of we became one family. And that is how, folks, that is how we are going to make changes in this country.
Yes.
Because the protests, unlike what the national media said, the papers, Guardian, Express, TV6, CNC3, shame on you. That movement was nothing about unvaccinated and vaccinated.
Correct. It was no anti-vax movement.
That movement, and it ended, and the video show, Rowley must go. That was about the nation, the sad state of our nation, the taxes,
the crisis
our kids not going to school, we can't get health, people can't get work.
True.
We had the right.
Yes.
The right.
We have
to
rights to
voice
vote.
our opinion.
Correct.
And the police, under Rowley's orders, I tell you, that come from the government. And that is the danger. This guy, Jacob, that they're trying to push for commissioner of police, we have to fight that because he take the orders, he send the orders down. Arrest them innocent people. No matter what we do, find a way to arrest them. And that's exactly what happened.
What I heard when I reached there, I hear when this officer tell me, say, Saeed, he said they're waiting on you. I heard he said there's 2 people to lock up again, 2 activists. Brother man, if you know what good for you, sit down back in your van. We like what you're doing.
They took the activists first.
Yes.
They took the activists first. And that tells you the intention was pre-planned.
Correct.
That's criminal, man.
But the point I want to make is that, and I will continue from where I left off, I wrote the 4 divisional heads because we were walking from Point Fortin.
Yes.
And we were passing through different communities, different divisions to Port of Spain. So I wrote the 4 of them and I told them, didn't ask for permission because there's no commission to ask for permission.
Correct.
So I informed them of my intention, what we were about, what we were doing, what was the purpose and all of that. And I too did not get a response. They did not tell me whether they were going to approve it or not approve it or as the case may be. But on the day in question, they came and they supported the walk from Point Fortin to Port of Spain. And I want to thank the TPS for that initiative, for supporting us in that walk. They were tremendous. They were very patient with us. And we, hats off to them, for what it is they did and so on and so forth.
Now,
so what the point I want to make?
Before I continue, we have one call. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead, my friend. Short and sweet.
Yeah, we have a penal road.
We have?
We have a problem in health center in Puna. For the past week, people not taking medication, whether you're a field doctor, whether you have a prescription to refill. Why is it like that?
I understand. Thank you, my friend. So, continue.
Yeah, so they rode with us into Port of Spain, went in front of the parliament. I was able to stop in front of the parliament. I made a dua in front of the parliament, said a prayer, asked for the intervention of my Almighty God to remove the evil from the parliament. Those people who are walking the corridors of our parliament, or evil men and women sitting in the chambers of our parliament, they need to be removed. And we moved on, went to the savannah. We were able to make a complete circumference around the savannah when we got there with the escort of the police.
Okay, so they supported you in the movement around the savannah.
So the point I'm making is that what happened on that day was the best example of police entrapment.
I understand.
You understand?
I understand.
And the worst in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. Because the police, as they would have done in the past, should have informed the public that this event was not approved.
I understand clearly.
This event was advertised more than 3 months.
Correct.
There was a lot of hype around this. It was the most advertised event for the entire year. Anybody could go back and check it out. Why did the police refuse to inform the public not to come there?
Correct.
Because they did not approve it. When the police came and they started to inform us that we didn't have approval, and one police came to me in the earlies and he introduced himself, but I know him, Officer Bowen, and he told me, he asked me, do I have permission for the event? I said, I have permission from my event, right? Because I was given police escort from Point Fortin to Port of Spain.
The match.
He said, do you have your letters? I said, I have 4 letters.
Keep the mic close.
I said, I have 4 letters, right? He said, go and get the letters. I sent for the letters on them. I still had them in my pocket when they took us in the police station. And I gave it to the attorney. And they came and told us that we didn't have this. So when we were, so I told them, I said, look, listen. They said the crowd, they're too tight together, we need to get them apart, and so on and so forth. So we started to use the bullhorns to get the crowd apart.
I believe us
coming and telling us now that we do not have permission to use the bullhorns. So I asked the officer, I said, do you have a bullhorn that we can use, right, to get the crowd to go up, because they're going to listen to me, right? She said, no, they didn't walk with a bullhorn. You come to control a crowd and you come with a bullhorn? Right?
They came with guns. They came with guns.
Right? But the thing about it is that so I told the crowd, I said, look, listen, follow my flag. Right? Because it was getting heated. I told them, follow my flag, and I started to chant some stuff and take them out of the savannah.
Okay.
The police agreed that was a good strategy.
Yes.
So much so that they themselves started to follow us and escort us around the savannah.
For safety.
With their police vehicles.
Oh,
they were supporting us.
Okay.
Right? So we had support in the walk around the savannah.
Nice.
And then Officer Soka came and he he called me to the vehicle, and he asked me, he said, the chanting, and he told me the chanting and the placards have to go. Right? I said, okay, no problem. We stopped the chanting. I told the people put away the placards, and we continued to walk.
Okay.
Police after that got out of their vehicles with guns and started to walk together with us.
Supporting
the walk.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because we were taking people out of the savannah.
Nice.
Right? So when we were able to, when we were almost by the zoo or the Botanic Gardens, I think, I was asked, where are we going? I said, I'm taking the crowd to the Parliament building.
I understand.
Because my intention was to take the crowd to the Parliament building and go around the People's Parliament, Woodford Square.
Okay.
Right? And eventually everybody would have gone home.
Right.
Because they would have at least felt satisfied.
Correct.
That
they came out and
shown their
support.
presence,
yes.
and they came out and they did something.
Nice.
You understand? But you, the police, and I told the police officer, I said, what you're doing, the people is believing that we have permission for the event.
Yes.
And you are coming to shut down our legitimate event. That is what the people is believing.
Correct.
I'll make a point, Umar. While you all did that, and the police in principle was supporting, because we were cooperating.
Right.
Coming a little stone.
And when you went, we stayed in there was a group, a lot of us also stayed in the savannah. What happened? We were starting to distance, we thought we are complying with the law, we are law-abiding citizens.
Right, right.
But what happened? It rained. As you know, when
Yeah.
you're walking.
Yeah,
When it started to rain, what is the first thing you do? You
Shelter.
seek shelter.
Yes.
So especially the elderly
Yes.
was seeking shelter. They might want to get sick in this COVID time.
Correct,
either.
correct.
And was seeking shelter, and that is when this officer, the famous Venezuelan,
Yeah, we know what's going on.
Officer Suka. Now he was the one that was just random telling, take him.
Oh,
right?
okay.
In my case, and I am covering the event. Next to me you will see NC3. Let me take them. When he said disperse, I said, listen, I am not dispersing. I have a right to be in the savannah. But
Yes.
what I will do, I'm complying.
Yes.
And I have it on tape. I am going alone way over there.
I understand.
As in compliance. As I
Yes.
take 4 steps, he obviously didn't like what I said. Take him. And I was the first arrest. And
Wow.
if that happened, people say, how you can do that? Take him. Take her. Take her. And they start to snatch people. Nobody, there's in the tape, folks, and I'm proud of my countrymen and women, nobody resisted.
I understand.
We resisted in voice.
Yes.
We resisted in our constitutional right to speak.
Correct.
We didn't resist physically.
We have freedom of speech.
We have freedom of speech. We know
Correct.
physically is the wrong thing to do. We don't promote violence.
Nah.
But I'm telling you, we're taking this government down by the pen, by the voice, because the dictatorship creep. What happened on I call it Black Tuesday in the Savannah.
Okay.
Right? We dubbing it Black Tuesday in the Savannah. What I witnessed for the first time in Trinidad and Tobago against innocent citizens was cruelty.
Okay.
Cruelty. And you know what? That incited the crowd. There's over 3,000 people there. Don't let anybody fool you. There was 100 and so forth. 3,000. And more was coming when they saw what was going on to support. You know what they were supporting? Not the protest so much. They were supporting the people's right to defend themselves against this police brutality.
I understand.
And I'm telling you something, Saeed. That was government interference in the police force. And folks, after that, they get their hands in all the institutions already. The police service, the government put their hands in that. The separation of power
Yes.
is blending now. If they get their hands now on the judiciary, where
Yes.
the judges rule in favor of government,
That's a whole different
we
story.
don't
you
have
know.
democracy.
Correct.
So now is the time. December the 12th, all roads lead to Debe. There's going to be a big rally in Debe. December the 12th, everybody is meeting in Debe at the water park.
Okay.
I will be there. Everyone is invited. All walks of life. And it's not about the politics. It's about saving this country and democracy and our rights and freedoms.
So, I just want to continue with some of the truths that took place on that day. So, when I came around the savannah, I was being told by persons who were strategically placed, they were standing there to warn people that the police were locking up people. When I looked ahead, I saw the buses. And I said, well, okay, I'm going to take the crowd and make another round around the savannah because the police had indicated to me if they only catch me around the parliament, they're going to arrest me.
Okay.
So I said, okay, I'm going to make another round. But when I was passing by, I saw Gary Abood being held roughed up.
Because
and
Gary
thrown
was
into the
supposed to make a
bus
present here today also, but because of some
and thrown
unseen
into the bus.
situation.
Yes, Gary was supposed to be.
So when I saw that, I decided to go and inquire why was Gary being arrested and why are these people being arrested.
Yes.
So I had the flag in my hand and I stood in front of the door of the bus, right, in order to prevent the police from coming with other persons to put them in the bus. So I can engage them in some questions and ask them why were they doing this. So when they came now, they started to push me away. And a police came from a distance and he said, we have instructions to hold this man and put him in the bus. So that's when they hold me and they put me in the bus.
Their instructions was to hold you.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay.
I am saying that's what he said,
Okay.
right? I'm not going to say what I don't know.
Correct.
What I heard the man said, we have instructions to put him in the bus. All right, so they put me in the bus. When we got to St. Clair Station, right? Now I want to make this point. Everybody who was held that day in the savannah were never told what they were being detained for, if they want to use that term.
So their rights
and they
wasn't
were
read
never
to them.
being told what they were arrested for, if they want to use that term.
Okay.
Nobody
okay.
was.
Very good
right?
point. I'll give it back to you. Very good point. But you know why? They were told to arrest.
Yes.
But they weren't told why.
Exactly.
They were trying to figure it out as they went on.
So people were asking questions and they were being arrested for asking questions. Gary Aboud asked the question. This man asked the question.
Because I
Another
saw Gary
gentleman.
hugging up a tree.
Yeah.
You know when he got
They peeled
arrested, you
him
know
off
what
the
for?
street and took him in the bus.
Omar, he got arrested. Gary told me, he says, my God, what's going on here? He got arrested because he came up to the officer asking a question. Why are you all doing that? What? And then when that happened, I think it's the same. Suka, take him.
Wow.
Just
So when we got to the St. Clair police station, a very interesting thing took place. A senior officer came to the bus, stand at the top of the bus, and he told everybody in the bus, you all are not arrested. You all are being detained, and there's a process that you all are going to have to go through. When you go to the station, we're going to put you in a room, we're going to take some relevant information from you, like your names, addresses, etc., etc. And some senior officers are going to come and have a chat with you all, and you all be allowed to go on your way.
Okay.
So that was the same thing they did me the previous 2 occasions.
Yes.
Right? When they took me, they told me I'm not arrested, I'm just detained. They took my name, my address, phone number,
A little
etc.
information.
Little information. They came and sat with me, give me the lecture, the usual thing, and they sent me on my way. All right? So the same thing I expected that they were going to do. So I told everybody in the bus, look, this is a simple procedure. Because of my experience, just don't make no noise, don't make no big fuss.
Give you information.
Right, just give you information and we'll be good. When we got in the police station, there was a lot of back and forth with senior police officers. Right? A lot of phone calls, a lot of communication going on and that sort of thing. One minute they were sure they were not going to charge us. The next minute they came and said that they would probably have to charge us. Next time they come and said they are going to charge us. And being
So
that now
it's all sorts of different things coming too.
all sorts of different things. So apparently there were orders coming from somewhere, all right?
Yes.
And some persons were receiving those orders, carrying out those orders, and giving those instructions to junior police officers who are at a loss
Okay, yes, yes.
as how it is
yes.
to react and how it is to behave.
Let me just make a point. I'm no fool. When people are trying to Tobago, you're not fools either.
Correct.
Many police don't know what they're doing. They're detaining, they don't know if to arrest and all that. What does that tell you? As Umar correctly said, and he's very observant, the seniors was back and forth and all that. How it would look if you arrest 30 people and all that,
100,000 remain back, yes.
and you arrest a single person.
Correct.
So they figure to save their backside.
Careful with the language.
Backside is...
I know, but
So they eventually charged
So
all of
to
us.
save the backside, they had to charge. They decided they will charge, whether they wanted to or not. But that is not a reason to charge someone.
correct.
So, but let me make this point. So they decided to charge all of us for the same thing, right? Breaching COVID regulations in gathering more than 10, all right?
No, but if you go to, as I say, breaking COVID-19 protocol regulation, look at the PNM rally in Tobago presently.
Well, let me don't go there yet now. Let me don't go there yet,
But
right?
that is facts.
Let me just
That is
make a point.
facts.
Let me
Very
just
clear.
make a point. So one person was held. Gary Griffith asked a question. They put him into the bus. He asked
Gary,
a
no,
different
Aboud.
Aboud. Gary
Aboud. Sorry about that. Yes, and he asked a question. They put him into the bus. Right, the woman, the pregnant woman, where she kneeled down.
She was
and
singing hymns.
She was singing hymns.
Because she was supposed to make a present here
You know what
today.
the officer said about her when we asked her why you roughed up the woman and locked her up? You understand? She said she was inciting, but she was not charged for inciting.
So she was kneeling down on the savannah singing hymns.
Singing hymns.
She was not charged for inciting. The old lady who were roughed up and put in the bus, right? What did the old lady do? What did the old lady do? Did the old lady get a charge for assault? No, she didn't. All of us got the same charge. All of us got the same charge. The point I'm making is that the police are aware, and they know fully well
That there was
that
going
they
to be
were in error,
yes.
and they were wrong. in how it is they dealt with that situation. I told the police officer, you know, I said, you cannot come into this crowd and behave in this manner and expect you're going to have this crowd
Exactly.
settled and at peace.
You can't.
Right? When Abu Bakr Janaza was taking place, right? And there was an uproar.
Yes.
How you allowed so much of people there and police was there, etc., etc. What did the commissioner said?
Correct.
He said because it was a sensitive occasion. So the sensitivity of the occasion overrode the public health ordinance.
So because of the death sensitive.
Right. But listen to this. I was one death. You see all the people who came to that savannah? They came there because many of their families would have died.
Correct.
As a result of the injections. Many of the families are suffering in the hospital as a
Yes.
result of the
Because
injections.
I got a lot of calls daily.
It was sensitive 100 times over.
Wow.
It was sensitive 100 times over. And how could you say that about Abu Bakr's funeral and you can't say the same about those people who were suffering and who are suffering at the hands of this regime in this country?
Correct.
How you can't say the same about these people and tell the police stand down and let the people have their day.
Martin,
That day was a day of reflection and prayer.
Prayer, and I mentioned
Prayer
that on
and
TV.
reflection. It was prayer and reflection.
It was
and let
not
me
a
explain
protest.
to the people of this country what prayer and reflection is. Everybody knows what prayer is.
Yes, correct.
Everybody knows what prayer. Me and I explain that.
Correct.
Reflection. We had a number of persons coming there. Doctors, lawyers, families who was affected, loved ones who would have had families who would have died, people who would have had, who are suffering in their community because of bad roads, no water in their communities. People who are suffering at the hands of this government because they're not getting subventions, they're not getting grants. You understand all these things? People who are suffering in this country was an opportunity for them to just take the mic and reflect on their experiences that they were having over the last year, 2 years, because of the tyrannical and oppressive rule of this government. That was what the reflection was about.
Prayer and reflection.
Right? Prayer and reflection. And the police deliberately came there with an agenda, because I'm saying again, and I want any police in this country, Alexander, you are talking to you, right? The poster boy for the police service, who does appear on Beyond the Tape. I want you to answer this question. Tell me if that was not entrapment. Tell me if that was not entrapment of the police. And if that is legal in a police service.
Exactly. And I want, this might sound a little facetious. I want to thank you, Rowley, and your thugs. You did this country a great service, my good, honorable friend. What you did was unite us. That's what you did. Because let me tell you, I have a family, I have a new family now, of prisoners, because I was a prisoner.
Yes.
For 11 hours. And who is my brothers and sisters? That 3-month-old, a pregnant lady, black lady from Caranage, Rowley, from your own constituency, who was singing hymns. Well, she was wonderful. She's like an evangelist. I said, come here, sweetheart. That is my sister. She's my sister.
Yes.
Omar, my Muslim brother. The 76-year-old senior citizen, well, out of respect, what we call him, uncle.
Correct.
I made friends that I didn't have. One of them, one from Mova, one from Aranguez, Hoover. Let me tell you something.
We're a 17-year-old boy in there.
Listen,
17 years.
That was pathetic, eh?
17 years.
The father got arrested, just like everybody was snatched, and the 17-year-old boy said, that's my dad. And as soon as he said that,
one time,
take him.
Wow.
17-year-old, and a very nice gentleman youth, he was very quiet and so forth. So, folks, let me tell you what has happened here. You know when Gandhi walked, he walked alone at the beginning. When Mandela stood up, he didn't have the crowds at the beginning. But I'll tell you something. Gandhi and Mandela was at the savannah.
Correct.
We walked in their footsteps. And we walked proud. And as Gandhi took out
the great British Empire, the greatest empire of his time. And Mandela took out the South African apartheid regime. We, together, we taken out the Rowley dictatorship regime in this country. And Black Tuesday in the Savannah
says a lot.
Is what initiated this drive. Everybody on board now. Saeed, everybody, the calls I get all over the country, people are saying, listen, man, I have some PNM friends, you know. They are friends, they are good people, they happen to okay, they want PNM. Call me. And I'm not going to name the name of one in particular because his family is one of the founding members of the PNM.
Okay.
He said, Brian, you know where I am, because we are friends, right?
Yes.
We play with each other. He said, but I didn't like that.
He didn't like the protest?
No.
But wouldn't say protest, prayer and reflection day.
He didn't like how his countrymen was treated.
Okay.
See, I don't approve of that. I'm not with that. He basically said, nah.
The treatment.
That have to stop. And he called me to say, Brian, we're on both the opposite sides of the aisle. But
he don't agree with the treatment.
Wow, I can't. What I saw there, I can't accept that. Rowley, you brought us together. PNMites was in that crowd.
Yeah, everybody, the country, the supporters.
They want to say is a UNC. Is it, that's not a
UNC. It was being echoed in the room where we was. A number of persons. As a matter of fact, the majority of persons who was in the room was no. They said that they supported the PNM. They voted for the PNM. A 68-year-old guy who was with us. I asked him. I said, "Have you ever experienced something like this?" He said, "No." But he said, you know something? They lit my fire today.
Yes.
Oh, they ignite something in him.
They lit my fire today. A 68-year-old man. Imagine that. Imagine that. And the young man, 17 years, he told me, he said, this is what he experienced today. He is a different person. They made him a different person. And he's going to fight for what is right, and fight against untruth, and fight against evil and wickedness. He's going to continue to do this from today onwards. So what the government felt that they were trying to quell, right? They created an opportunity for it to metamorphosize into something bigger and stronger, right? So Rowley, put that in your pipe and smoke it, right? Minister Hines, right? If you were the one who laid the instructions for people to be brutally taken away and removed from that savannah, right? Put that in your pipe and smoke it, right? Really let me tell you something. There is a God above.
Correct.
There is a God above, and I want you all to go back into your Bible, into the Holy Quran, into the Bhagavad Gita and the Vedas, and look at the stories of the prophets and what they have went through. Moses, may Allah be pleased with him, right? Took his people to the water edge.
Yes.
Took his people to the water edge. Pharaoh, who said that he was God.
Correct.
Who said that he was God and life and death was in his hands. He told Pharaoh to take his staff and touch the water with it. And Pharaoh obeyed. What would a staff touching the water would do? But he still, as a human being,
obeyed.
Yeah, as a human being, he felt the need to obey the Creator. So he took his staff and he touched the water. And what happened?
Yeah.
What happened? We all know the story. So we on that Tuesday, the 30th, we took the instruction from our Maker. We took the staff and we walked and we went to the savannah. And we touched the hearts of everyone in this country on that day.
Correct.
And let me tell you something. Your destruction is sure to come if you continue on this path.
No.
And I'm telling you, Mr. Rowley, what you're doing is evil. What you're doing is evil. Do not ever think, and when you go to sleep at night and lie on your pillow at night, think that you are a man of God. Don't ever think that. Because you're not.
So what is the next move now for pushback number 2?
I'll make 2 points on that. So, we all learned a lesson on Black Tuesday.
Yes.
I think it was an education
To the people.
for our country.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and I'm also quoting some other colleagues, it was revealing
Yes.
what was exposed. My first message is to my brothers and sisters in Tobago. You show we Trinidadians the way.
Mm-hmm.
December the 6th, you have that opportunity. You saw what this government, PNM government, did to your countrymen too.
Mhm.
There were Tobagonians
Yes.
there too. Trinbagonians we are. You saw. Don't let that happen in Tobago. And according to one of my Tobago colleagues, Saeed, very interesting, a very wise old man.
Mm-hmm.
Very wise, very soft-spoken man, but very knowledgeable. Tobagonian to the core, his whole family. He said, Brian, people think this is Tobago, the island of Tobago. So I mean,
Yeah, it's Tobago.
this is Tobago.
Yeah.
He said, no. This is PNM country.
I wouldn't doubt you.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
I say, I know what you're talking about. Tobagonians, you will make history
Correct.
to take the PNM out on December the 6th. And if that happens, and I pray to God, my God, and everyone, that happens, I will be the first to propose we change the name of the country from Trinidad and Tobago to Tobago and Trinidad. Because all you made, yours showed us.
Because since over London days, PNM running Tobago.
Let me tell you what they are, one of the things they're afraid of. As soon as PDP gets in there, they're going to start making some great changes.
Yes.
There's no doubt. Because all them things that they're, by the way, Tobagonians, all the changes that PNM started to talk about, you got to thank PDP. If it wasn't for PDP challenging them, you ain't getting that. But one of the first things they're going to do is do an audit. Because over London and others,
Correct.
all that money, they never audited. They stopped the audit for 15, 20 years. That's going to expose the PNM as to all their corruption.
So tell us about the day of prayer and reflection in pushback number 2. What do you all have planned? Because since pushback number 1 came into effect, a lot of stations ground report for months. So the public was aware of it, and I heard them mention that, and he's saying there's a pushback number 2.
Yes.
So give us a little idea of that.
Saeed, folks, I would like to, but we have some surprises coming.
But there is a pushback number 2.
Yeah.
But we won't want to call
3,
it
4, 5. We have until.
We won't really want to exactly call it pushback number 2.
Prayer and reflection day.
It's going to be a push forward. From here onwards, it's going to be
forward.
a push forward.
Okay, nice.
All right?
Well said.
Because we were once the animal that was trapped in the corner.
Yes.
And we were being poked at, and poked at. And what we did on Tuesday, we pushed back.
Correct.
So what we're going to do now, as we escape that, we're going to be pushing forward. And we are going to be bringing changes to this country. We're going to be not, and hear my words, hear my words. We are going to be bringing changes. We are not going to be calling for changes. We're going to be bringing changes to this country that's going to benefit every human being in Trinidad and Tobago.
No, I couldn't see why the officers them were acting in a brutal way. Because I will tell you something. If sugar go up, police officers have to pay from their salary. If the doctor fee go up and medication go up, they're taking it out from their pocket from their flat salary. So why it is these officers now will get on brutal when they are actually having individuals standing up on behalf of them also? Because when sugar drop and the people protest, the police happy because there's less money from their pocket. Now the police can't protest, magistrate can't protest, lawyers can't protest. Those who sit in high seats, they can't protest. And I have been saying that for a number of times.
I would answer that question by giving you an example of what took place some years back. Remember when they held the 19 Muslim brothers and they locked them up like fowls in a coop? There was a particular officer in Tobago. He was a special branch officer. He was actually a field officer. He was monitoring monitoring my movements all over and, paying attention to what it is I was about and doing and so on. So we became close and, we were having a lot of discussions and so on. So when the incident took place, I called him in Tobago and I asked him the question. I said, why are people being locked up? Do you know anything about this and so on and so forth? He said, Omar, this is off the record. We were told to hold the men first and then look for evidence.
Wow.
I said, but that is not police procedure?
No.
He said, no, Omar, but that's my bread and butter. I had to follow orders.
Yeah, that's his
And that's
job,
the simple answer to the question you ask.
You know
That's the simple answer to the question you ask.
You know that answer reminds me of? The Nuremberg trials in 1945 in World War II.
So it only happening now. You see how long it's happening?
Way back.
You see how long it's happening?
Way back.
When the Nazis were asked, why did you slaughter 6 million Jews? We had to follow orders. As BS. You police officers, you take orders you have to follow. At the end of the day, you follow what's right. Your uniform, I challenge them, is to serve and protect. Not serve and protect Rowley's regime.
You're quoting it wrong. Serve and protect with pride. With pride.
But the police
was there any
service
pride when
now?
you held the woman, roughed up the pregnant woman and put her in the box? Was there any pride in that?
None at all.
Was there any pride when they scraped off Gary Aboud off the tree and roughed him up and put him in the box? Was there any pride in that? Was there any pride when they roughed up the old lady and put her in the box? Was there any pride in that? Was there any pride when they beat up the young boy in the Woodbrook police station? 2 occasions they beat him up and threw him in a cell. Was there any pride in that, you police officers?
That is why Gary Griffiths...
And we have on one of our popular television station, a quality station today, and I told them about it, and I'm very, very upset about it. Where one reporter on this program Beyond the Tape called people
Old foul.
And
I heard
hens.
That was disgusting.
Old foul and layers.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
Old foul and
And
layers.
then he came back and said not apologizing.
And the star boy at the police service stood next to him, who has a duty to the people of this country to serve and protect with pride, allowed this reporter
Correct.
to call
Correct.
people foul and layers in this country. And I rebuked that.
Disrespectful.
It was disrespectful, and Alan and Marlon Hopkinson has to apologize to this country. And if he can't, the television station has to do it on his behalf.
Yes.
And it has to be a sincere apology, not the crooked apology that he gave on Facebook, not the dotish apology. You understand? And the half-hearted apology that he gave on the program.
Boycott
You understand?
that program.
And they're laughing at people in this country. And I want Alexander removed from that program. That program has to stop.
Yeah, being a
Alexander
police
does
officer
not
in that
represent,
program.
and I'm saying it here tonight, Alexander does not represent the true spirit of the TTPS in this country. And if any one of you police believe otherwise, you are just like him.
But just look at who
We have
ASP.
about 2 minutes again.
Okay, OSP, ASP was his name, Buka Suka.
Yeah.
He's the assistant superintendent. How he could be assistant superintendent? He had young Venezuelan girls in negligee, in sexy kind of thing, with his police uniform in a police station. He is still assistant superintendent. You have no moral authority to arrest anybody. Arrest yourself. And I want to know how many Vennies he snatched to take home for himself.
So we close.
Is a question.
We're closing off there.
Yeah.
So viewers, this is the voice of the people. This is what they went through at Prayer and Reflection Day on November 30th. So what you have just heard is their experience. Their experience with police officers at the day of prayer and reflection on November 30th. So it is not Saieed saying it, because I was warned. Saieed, if you only go there, we're locking you up. Because you is one of them on the list. And you is one of the main one. Because you is the only one on TV putting the facts in video and black and white for the people to see. So that was a warning. But nevertheless, viewers, we have come to the end of our show tonight. But Mr. Stone, Mr. Abdullah, I do want to thank you, gentlemen,
Pleasure was
for
mine.
taking the time and come on set to explain to the citizens what caused the movement, what happened in the movement, and it's obvious there's a prayer and reflection day movement too coming up. So viewers, your right to protest and speak out, it is valid. So we're going to have some more discussions in the coming weeks with other individuals. We're supposed to have Gary Abood. We're supposed to have the pregnant woman here, but unseen circumstances. But nevertheless, Saieed Ali, you're viewing Real Talk with Saieed. There's a rerun of this program Monday morning from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So until we meet again, folks, enjoy the weekend. Allahumma surraba illa inna kayaruku il an azaba il unne may Allah. When somebody go against you for your rights, God will put judgment on them. So until we meet again, good night.